I always tell people to kind of use them if companies are not working out for you. They're like the second best option, even the first best option actually, because like they take more time, in helping you go through the whole process. Like they actually care and cater for you actually. There are a lot of recruitment agencies we have in Ireland, like in different fields, like, even down to jobs that's driving.
Hi guys, welcome to Next Step with Cherry. I promised you guys that we are going to talk about recruitment companies in Ireland, like headhunters. When you apply through websites, it's different, but when you apply through recruitment companies, it's totally different. The last time I talked with a recruitment company, they really went into helping, like reviewing your CV, telling you what you need to upgrade, like a lot of things. So I have been researching on that recruitment companies, and that is why I have not made a video yet on that. And I'm so glad, I was so glad when I need to check it out. She does a lot of things when it comes to jobs in Ireland. Every single thing you need to know about Ireland, you can check it on our YouTube channel. And we are so lucky to have her today on our channel so that she can explain to us about the recruitment companies, how the critical job work permit works, and also she will give us some of the recruitment companies that are hiring international applicants from outside Ireland and outside EU. So guys, stick around to the end of this video. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video. Don't go and be asking me how to apply. Everything will be said here. Everything you need will be said here. So without wasting much of our time, I'm going to hand over to her so that she can introduce herself, where she is, what she's doing. So please, can you introduce yourself?
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me, Cherry. My name is Ria. I am the owner of Ria Sticks on YouTube. I'm a YouTuber as well. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. I'm working here at the moment, and mostly I just make videos about my life, working, living, everything you need to know about schooling in Ireland, migrating to Ireland via work, everything literally that has to do with Ireland. I am your number one plug. So yes, please do subscribe to my channel if you actually want to move to Ireland. Thank you.
Okay. So I would want to ask, what are the different visa pathways that we can actually go to Ireland with? Which one did you went with, and which one will you encourage people to go with, and the reason behind it?
Okay, so we actually have like different visa pathways, to migrate to Ireland. See, like the long visa and the short visa. So the two most common types of pathways in which people actually migrate to Ireland, we have the student visa and via the employment route. Me as a person, I actually came to Ireland in 2019 via the student visa. I came for my master's, degree program, and then since then I have been in the country. I'm working, and I'm here in Ireland. I would actually advise people, if you want to come to Ireland, the two main ways that I would say you could look into is either the student route or the employment route, if you can afford it, because Ireland can actually be on the expensive side. It's actually not as cheap as other EU countries. If you can afford it, or if you have like scholarship, or let's say tuition fee discounts, and you're willing to actually move to Ireland via the student route, I'll recommend that would be your best bet. But if you can't come in here via the school route, the employment route is also there for you. All you have to do is, reach out to these companies, try and apply for jobs. If you land a job, you're able to, apply for your employment permit, and you're here via the employment route. Aside from the student route and the employment route, we have like internship visas, we have exam visas, we have marriage visas, medical visas, visiting visas, a lot of visas in which can actually use to get into Ireland. But the school route, sorry, and the employment route for me would be the ones that I would be advising people to use, because it's a better process, and it's more guaranteed actually. If you actually plan on staying longer in Ireland, those two should be like your best options.
Yeah, okay. I was even about to make a video or post a video about the study route, like schools in Ireland, and I've been getting those questions from people. Can I move with my family if I go through the student route? And like other country might be, maybe you need to be masters, you need to be PhD, you need to be
Yeah.
bachelor's. How is the law when it comes to moving with your dependent?
In Ireland, when it comes to school route, unfortunately, it's not possible to actually move with your family via the school route. The only thing is, if you actually move here via the school route, okay, let's say for your master's degree program, and you get a job under the critical skills employment permit, then you can bring your family. But moving with your family under the student visa, it's not going to be possible in Ireland.
Okay. So that clarifies that.
Yeah.
And you mentioned now about the critical work visa or work permit. We
The
have been on
critical
that for
skills.
a
Yeah.
while now. Yeah, critical skills work permit. We have been on
Yes.
that for a while now, and
For a
I
while.
think yeah, I think from the last video I made, there are people that are really getting response for interviews and everything. But at the end of
That's
the
good.
day, I figured out that the recruitment companies might actually be the best way for them to apply for jobs because,
Mm-hmm.
because it might be easier and more job open in that particular, like they are headhunters, right? So I would
Mm-hmm.
want if you can be able to explain to us a little bit more about this critical skill employment permit and
Mm-hmm.
some jobs that are in it that you know
Mm-hmm.
people are really getting, even if it is interviews. And
Yeah.
yeah, we can move from there.
Okay. So firstly, in Ireland, if you're coming here or if you're even already here in Ireland, and you want to you want to apply for an employment permit, okay, there are two ways in which you can do that. The first one is the general employment permit, and then the second one is the critical skills employment permit. So the critical skills employment permit is that particular permit that allows you to actually come into Ireland with your family and like within a short period of time. So now there are different occupations under this critical skills employment permit. Not every sector, not every field, not every job you get that you can use to apply under the critical skills employment permit. So for example, we have, jobs like, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, you're in the medical practitioner field, if you're into IT, site management, construction, social workers, teachers, those occupations here in Ireland are very, like, they need people. It's a very short, they're short staffed. Actually, even
Mm,
healthcare assistant as well, but healthcare assistant is not under critical skills. But with healthcare assistant, like, we are also short staffed in Ireland as well. So those particular professions actually do need people. So if you're in any of those fields, whether you're in Ireland or not, and you're able to apply for a job, right, in Ireland, and you get that job under the critical skills employment permit, you can apply for yourself. I keep on saying it. You don't necessarily need, an employer to apply for you before you actually come to Ireland. Because I know some people that are even here in Ireland, okay, and they're working under the critical skills employment permits, but then their employer did not apply for them because
mm,
they're eligible and they're already working under the critical skills. They were able to apply by themselves. It's the same thing
yeah.
if you're coming from outside Ireland. If you finally end up getting the job and your employer is not saying anything about sponsoring you, you can as well go ahead and sponsor yourself. The fee for it is €1,000. That's all you need to pay. And with that, if you get the critical skills employment permits, you are able to actually bring your family abroad with you as well. So there are some eligibility criteria, of course, for that. First of all, the occupation has to be one of the fields that, Ireland is looking for more people in, like the ones I've mentioned. I'm also going to be sending you, the link where you can see, where your audience can also see like a lot more other occupations that I haven't mentioned. So that's the first thing, getting a job under the critical skills employment permit. The second thing would be that the salary that you earn has to be at least €32,000 per annum. Okay,
Mm,
so it's the same thing. Not because, let's say, for example, if I get a job as an admin in a company, and let's say they pay me about €34,000, right? Because the money is €34,000 does not mean I'm automatically eligible to apply for critical
mm,
skills. So the job has to be mostly under the critical skills, right? For you to actually apply for that permit. Okay. So your salary has to be nothing less than €32,000, per annum as well. The third eligibility criteria is the fact that your job has to come from an employer directly. You
mm,
cannot get this role from a recruitment agency. You have to be
mm,
directly employed. Let's say, for example, there are people that would say, oh, maybe I got the job using an agency. That's fine and good. But for example, your offer letter, it has to be with the heading of the company, not the
yes,
recruitment
not.
agency. Exactly. So
Mm.
that's also like the third one. Just give me a moment. I think I wrote these things down so that I will say everything at once. Okay. And then the last criteria is the fact that your degree actually matters. So for example, you see the professions that I'm calling, like nursing, you can't go and apply for a nursing role in Ireland without you either having the experience in it or having read it in school. Let's say I
Mm,
read biochemistry, even if it's a science course, it doesn't still qualify me,
for
to be
instance.
able to be a nurse in Ireland.
Yeah.
So your degree actually matters as well. In a place where your degree cannot speak for you, maybe your experience, can
Mm.
actually speak for you. So like those are the eligibility criteria that you actually do need, to say, okay, I'm actually okay in going ahead in applying for this critical skills employment permit in Ireland.
Oh, that's a lot of information. That's really,
Yeah.
really clarifies that. And guys, I think you must have heard about this, and you will go further and research the rest of them yourself. And
Mhm.
finally, we are now going to go to the hottest. I mean, the hottest gist, and that is the recruitment companies. So remember, like she said, if these recruitment companies, what my audience usually do, or what people that have gotten interview usually do, is that if you go to these companies, you can actually see their contact numbers, or
Yeah.
like their, whatever. You
Email
try to chat.
addresses.
Yes, you try to chat them directly. Don't just apply to the jobs on that website and relax. That is not how
Yeah.
it works. But
Yes,
I'm going to
exactly. Always follow up.
Yes, I'm going to leave to give her to tell us the gist about all the recruitment companies that she knows about, and also what they are into, and how we can be able to contact them, and how we can be able to reach out, keep up, and just get a job. How we can be able to get a job through them. I mean, from
Okay.
their own, then the rest you guys need to try and do your own best for you
Yeah.
to land it. Okay, please, can you
Okay.
give us the hot
Yes.
gist?
Definitely, that's fine. I was actually just checking here just to see, because I kind of wrote it down. It's not everything that you have in your head. So for
Yeah.
Ireland, I know like a couple of people that has actually come here via recruitment agencies. As a matter of fact, I think someone even sent me an email last week saying that, oh, she has gotten a job, and this was via recruitment agency, under the healthcare assistant route, and they're sponsoring her visa and everything, and she's actually going to be
Wow.
coming to Ireland. Okay. Recruitment agencies for me, and like you said at the beginning, would be your best bet. I always tell people to kind of use them if companies are not working out for you. They're like the
Hmm.
second best option, even the first best option actually, because like they take more time, in
Hmm.
helping you go through the whole process. Like they actually care and cater for
Hmm.
you actually. There are a lot of recruitment agencies we have in Ireland, like in different fields, like even down to jobs as driving and construction and logistics and administrative roles and healthcare, nursing, even GPs. We have like a whole lot of recruitment agencies. For the course of this video, so that it's not so long, I'm just going to be mentioning like quite a good number of them and telling you what they actually do, in case you see me looking elsewhere, because I'm trying to like read out what I have here. Just give me a moment. So for the first one, people under the teaching field. Okay, if you're a teacher, a teaching assistant, or like you have experience in teaching and you actually want to come to Ireland, as a teacher. And mind you, teaching is also part of the rules under the critical skills employment permit. So if you're actually interested in that, you should actually check out Engage Education. That's a recruitment agency. Engage Education. The second recruitment agency under that would be Work Away Recruitment Agency. They are mostly for the teaching fields here in Ireland. If you are in that particular field, do well to actually check them. I'm going to be sending Cherry the links to this website, so maybe you could check the description box here, and check them out. They have like a lot of vacancies. As at even this morning when I checked, they are still looking for people. Okay. And then when it comes to like the healthcare sector, I know lots of people are actually very interested in that particular sector. CPL healthcare, those ones I know for a fact that they are even taking people that are outside Ireland. So you don't necessarily have to be in Ireland to actually get a job. If you check their website, it's actually there. They stated it there that they're employing foreigners as well. If you're a healthcare assistant, or you have an experience there, or you're a nurse, or you're a doctor, anything that has to do with the medical field, CPL healthcare recruitment agency is your best option. Another recruitment agency under the healthcare, nursing and doctor field, they are called the Med Doc. Recruitment Agency. There's also Med Farm. That one is mostly just for pharmacists. If you're a pharmacist rather outside Ireland and you want to move here under the employment route, that's what they specifically do. And then moving on to the agricultural field, we have agencies like the Shannon Recruitment Agency, and then we also have Agri Recruits as well in Ireland. Those ones are mostly just for agriculture. And then we also have Morgan McKinley. Recruitment agencies like Morgan McKinley, Adecco Recruitment, Manpower Recruitment as well, Experis Recruitment as well, PRC Recruitment, ISM Recruitment. All of these agencies these 5-6 agencies that I've just mentioned, they are mostly for administrative roles, office support, customer service, call center roles as well. They're into driving, construction, logistics. Like, they are mostly for a variety of roles actually. So if you actually check out all of these recruitment agencies, like, you would find out that you definitely do have something for you. Mostly for like Manpower Recruitment, they are one of the biggest recruitment agencies that we have in Ireland. Like I said, they specialize in administrative roles, business support, customer service, driving and logistics, even IT. There are a whole lot of IT recruitment agencies, and mind you, the IT as a sector is also under the critical skills employment permit. So if you're into if you have a career in IT, or you're willing to start a role in IT, if you have the experience, you should actually check Ireland, because Ireland itself on its own is like the IT hub of the country. A lot of IT companies are built here. So anybody that's into IT, I would say that Ireland should be your best option, like, because there are a lot of jobs that vacancies everywhere. They are short staffed in Ireland. Also, under the Manpower Recruitment, we also have management roles, executive roles, PR, that's public relations, communications as well, human resources, scientific. There's also the life science recruitment agency. Okay, they're mostly under all these laboratory people that do all these things in the labs, all these science field, even researchers as well. So like, there are a whole lot of recruitment agencies that we have in Ireland, and like, they all do different things. Most of them actually do like a lot of sectors. So for example, like Manpower, like that I mentioned, Morgan McKinney, Adecco, CPL, even CPL. I know I mentioned it as CPL Healthcare. Aside from it being under the CPL Healthcare, there's also CPL as a recruitment agency that also specializes in admin roles, office support, business support, call center, drivers, logistics, construction, IT, a lot of things. So just do your research. But I know I've just mentioned at least about 10 recruitment agencies now that you can actually do your research on. I'm also going to be leaving like a whole lot more with Cherry as well, and also the links as well, so you can also check the description box. And the ones that I haven't mentioned, I've made about 3 videos of this, like different recruitment agencies. I can't remember everything now. You can also check my channel for more information on that.
Wow. This is a lot. This is a lot. I don't even know what to start counting. So this is enough for us to start searching. And as you can hear, she said that there are people that she know that got job through these recruitment agencies. So it's now left for you to really go and apply and like try to contact them. And one other thing that I would want to ask, because I know they would definitely ask it, what about the CV format? Like, is there anything special that we need to do? The cover letter, what should we? Because some people are really applying. I know of a guy that had like 17 years experience in IT.
Wow.
He has been applying, but he has gotten up to 100 and something rejection emails.
Oh my God. Do you know this question? That's really sad. I think maybe it's has he given like a company or somebody that really knows how to write a CV to write for him?
That is also what I suggested, for people to like look for all those people that do optimization of CVs
and LinkedIn.
Because when you think you cannot do everything that is in this CV, whatever. So
by yourself.
Bro, at least you have a main CV for that. But I think it will be from the CV. But I don't know if there is any format so that when they are telling those people, like, what should they tell them? What are the things that we should pay attention to when they are giving those people to optimize their CV for Ireland?
Okay. So for example, I'm going to use my own as like, an explanation, my own personal experience. So with me, when I came to Ireland in 2019 after my school and everything, I came using like the Nigerian standard, CV, where you can even put your address there and things that are very unnecessary and not needed. And the keywords that I used were not even optimized. They were not even keywords that if they run it through like an ATS system, my CV will be picked up. And I kept on getting like a whole lot of rejection. And I'm here in Ireland. I'm not even applying from abroad, like from a different
Mm.
country. And
Yeah.
I had a friend that recommended this particular company to me. And what they do, I've actually forgotten their name actually. They're a UK based company. And I think the UK and Ireland, they kind of have like the same similar kind of standard when it comes to CV
Mm.
writing and cover letter as well. I would check for the name of the company and I'll say it to you so that you can add it on the screen or something.
Mm.
So that particular company, you can actually upload your current CV for free. Okay,
Mm.
they would give you like a result. They'll go through your CV and like tell you how you have performed and how you have performed under the ATS system, what they think you need to do to improve your CV. In a case where maybe you want to pay them to write it, you can pay them. If you don't want to pay them, you can kind of use like the correction that they have given you to rewrite your CV. For me personally, I actually did pay them, but if you don't want to, you don't have to. That particular
Mm.
service is actually free. I think that that's also like another way that you can maybe help people. Another thing, looking back from my own personal experience, because I kind of have like a background in human resources, okay, and
Mm.
recruitment. So looking back
Mm.
on my own personal experience, what I would actually advise people is that you kind of use keywords that are in the description. So for example, let's say I'm applying for like an admin role, and like in the admin role it says something about they will need someone that is able to manage stocks, do inventory. In my particular CV, if I have done a role under an admin, right, in
Mm.
my description I'll kind of try to tally what they're looking for with what I have done.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yes.
In that way
Yes.
it picks it up, because these people did not just put out what they're looking for without running it through a system. When people are
Yes.
applying for jobs, there are over like 100 or 200 or 500 applicants. A human eye cannot, it's not possible to go through all of
Yes.
these applications. It's definitely run through a system. And in that particular system, they give out keywords, right, in which they are looking for. So if a particular CV has a certain keyword or keywords that they are looking for based on from what they want, it will pick it up. And once
Mm.
your CV is being picked up, that is when probably human eye would now look into it. Okay. So maybe the reason why, for example, the person that's gotten like a whole lot of experience and hasn't been able to even get through to an interview stage is probably because he needs someone to actually rewrite his CV, or maybe his cover letter, or just better choice of words if you want to use it by him, do it by himself, and maybe just focus on the keywords, just try fine tuning things yourself. Like I said, I would tell Cherry the name of the company that does this for free, just to tell you how you have performed. But like if you need them to, what's what now, write your CV and optimize your LinkedIn and everything, there's like a package for that. And also for
Mm.
people that are also in Nigeria, I don't know if you know Dr. Dipo in the UK. He's on
No.
Twitter. He's very popular. He has a company, a brand. I'm also going to give you his link
Okay.
as well. It's for a very minimal fee compared to if you're taking one from like this UK company I'm going to give you. That it's cheaper if you can
Mm.
afford it. Yes, I'll also recommend him. So I'm going to be sending you those two CV companies that can actually help you to write your CV if you want them to, and if you don't want them to, like the one in the UK can go through your CV, tell you like how many percent you have gained from this particular CV. And you can also tell them, for example, like the person looking for a job in IT, you can say, oh, I'm an IT personnel, I've worked in this and that, I have an experience in this and that. I want you to fine tune my CV to a particular job application or particular job search, and they will actually do that for you. And after I did that, me personally, and I paid them, and they did do my CV for me, I started to get like interviews. Like it was just
Wow.
happening for me, interviews and interviews and interviews and interviews. Maybe I'll flop the interviews, but at least it was better than not even being called for an interview.
Yes, 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 exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thank you so much. I think this is very, very informative because
Yeah.
I've really been getting a lot of. I know that there are people that are qualified, more than qualified
Yeah.
for jobs out there, but the CV and cover letter, because
Mm.
our English, we don't really know how to put it well and
Yeah.
what to do. So it's kind of like makes us to not get what we want. But I think that these two options, guys, if you that money that you use to watch BB Niger,
Honestly.
you just use that money to pay for the CV so that they can write your CV. You can use it to apply to a whole lot of jobs and start getting your interviews. And also, you can
Yeah.
as well find the link of the guy in Twitter. It's going to be on the description. Just go through the
Yeah.
description step by step and find it so that you can also get that access. So with that, we
Mhm.
come to the end of today's video. If you've watched till here, please give this video a thumbs up, and you can as well go to her channel so that you will see a lot. She explained everything in details. So we have to
Yeah.
like rush so that the time will not be too much for us.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
will be doing this next time in the future about something else. Probably, I hope that they will bring
Yeah.
out more visas so that it's a bit easier to move. Thank you so much, Ria. I
Thank you,
really,
Cherry.
really.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
All
Bye
right.
bye. Bye, guys.